Hello and welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. March 31 is the deadline to file your taxes. A representative from the Integrity Commission is here to give us the facts. Also in the program, we went out onto the streets to hear your take on Fort Rocky and the Jam World being developed as 24-hour entertainment zones. We have your answers. There's lots more in this lineup. Do stay with us.
Police officers, other public sector workers, it's time to file your statutory declarations. Public officials earning below $12 million are not required, but persons appointed to specified positions or functions are required. You must first check your eligibility by reviewing the Jamaica Gazette, dated December 5, 2023, for the list of positions and functions. If you're below the rank of Sergeant in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, or Jamaica Defence Force, JDF, you're not required to file for the period ended 2023. The Statutory Declarations form has changed. Download the new form from the Integrity Commission's website at integrity.gov.jm. Attach the relevant supporting documents as indicated on the Statutory Declaration form. ATM printouts are not accepted. When filing, ensure you have entered the correct as-at date, December 31, 2023. You must enter all the required information. Please note that not applicable and see attached are not appropriate responses. Instead, use none. Make sure to list all required balances and copy or print additional pages where necessary. Never amend the Integrity Commission form. Ensure all sections are signed. A Justice of the Peace must validate your signature. Once you're through, proceed to your in-house collection point, where you will place your form in a statutory declaration envelope and apply the security seal. Deposit the secure envelope in the Integrity Commission branded collection container or with the assigned officer in your organization before March 31, 2024. Enter your name and date of submission on the Integrity Commission log sheet. The assigned officer will facilitate the submission of all statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission will register your statutory declaration and send you a receipt by email on or before May 31, 2024.
Once they are within the threshold, public officials and parliamentarians must file an annual statement of their assets, obligations and income to the Integrity Commission through the Director of Information and Complaints. But why is this required, and how frequently should a declaration file be made? You will get all the facts in our next segment.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. After Parliament approved an order raising the threshold for submissions from $3.5 million to $12 million, thousands of public servants will no longer be compelled to submit statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission, IC. So we expect that much less people will be filing their statutory statements due to the higher threshold. This includes governmental employees who at a specific pay threshold must report their income, assets, and obligations on an annual basis. Today we have the help of Ms. Joeth Jones, Manager of the Declarations Unit within the Information and Complaints Division of the Integrity Commission, and we'll discuss all that you need to know. Thank you for joining us, Lady Jones. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry.
All right, let's jump into getting some facts. What is the statutory declaration?
Okay.
What is that in Jamaica?
So a statutory declaration is a statement of assets, liabilities, and income that is required by certain public officials pursuant to the Integrity Commission Act 2017. Not all public officials are required to file, and they must file the statement on a prescribed form. The prescribed form is also pursuant to the Integrity Commission Act 2017, and this is outlined in the third schedule of the Act. Now, interestingly, the form has changed as well. So we have a new statutory declaration form. Right. It can be downloaded from the Integrity Commission website, and I encourage declarants this year to ensure that you have the correct form. You go to the website, download the form, and use the form that is on our website.
All right. So, okay, we're going to come back to the website and the form, but you mentioned who should file, and I want us to underline that. Is it just a matter of the 12 million, that whatever sort of government official you are, if you're at the 12 million threshold, you need to file a statutory declaration?
That's correct. So any public official who earns or who received total emoluments, that would be your salary, overtime pay, allowances, all of that accumulated to 12 million or in excess of that amount during 2023,
Right.
you are required to file a statutory declaration this year. Additionally, all parliamentarians are required to file. There are also certain...
Regardless of pay scale?
Regardless of pay scale.
Okay.
And regardless of pay scale, also, there are certain public officials who are named in a gazette. And those persons who are appointed to the position listed in the gazette or perform functions of the positions listed in the gazette are also required to file. So, for example, a principal of a public institution would be required to file.
Okay.
All correctional officers this year would be required to file. All personnel in the Jamaica Defense Force and the Jamaica Constabulary Force at the rank of sergeant and above, they too would be required to file this year. And there are other positions as well. So declarants should also review the Gazette, which is published by the Integrity Commission December 5, 2023, and that should guide you with respect to whether or not you are in receipt of total emoluments of 12 million and over. You should file.
Understood. And the Gazette is available on the website as well?
It is also available on the website.
Wonderful. Now, 12 million threshold, parliamentarians,
That's
regardless
correct.
of pay scale.
That's correct.
Other positions also regardless of pay scale.
That's correct.
Now, could you help us to understand why it is necessary for public officials to do this declaration?
Why is it necessary to do a statutory declaration? One, it is a statutory requirement. It is something that is legislated by the Integrity Commission Act, so you must file. Also, if you, there are certain punitive action that can be taken if you are not compliant with that legislation. So if you do not file, you can be fined of up to 500,000,
Right.
or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 6 months. Right. So we do encourage our public officials to file their statutory declaration. It's our legislative requirement.
I said that encourage, a little struggle, encourage. But the core idea here, if I'm understanding this correctly, is financial transparency in public positions of power. That's the idea behind.
That's correct. So you are appointed, you're given a position that allows you to make decisions and to direct public policy. And what we are saying is it gives us an opportunity to also say to the Jamaican people, we are good public officials, we have nothing to hide.
Right.
What we have gained from our employment, we have used it to gain assets, and we have incurred liabilities as well that has assisted us to gain the assets that we now have.
Understood. Transparency and trust.
That's correct.
Now tell us, how often are declarants required to file this statutory declaration?
Now, to explain how often you are required to file a statutory declaration, it would help if I indicate the types of statutory declaration.
Please.
So there are 3 types of statutory declaration. One is required when you are first become eligible to file a statutory declaration.
Okay.
So that's your baseline.
Right. I just got the job.
Right. So you just got the job, you have just been appointed, or you have just gotten to that 12 million threshold. You are first required to file. Thereafter, you are required to file on the 31st of December each year. And after you have demitted service, or you have left the service you have left public service, you are required to file a final statutory declaration. That declaration is required 12 months after you have left the service.
Right.
Now, all those three statutory declarations, the initial, the annual, and the final, they're all required as at the date you're first appointed, 31st of December, 12 months after you leave, and they're all due 3 months after they are required.
Awesome.
Now, there's one exception to that rule for parliamentarians where the election is after June 30 in a particular year. That parliamentarian would not be required to file the annual statutory declaration in that year. They would be required the year after.
Understood, understood. So the initial, the annual, and the final.
Right.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to go to a break right now, but more on this discussion with Ms. Joyce Jones, Manager of the Declarations Unit within the Information and Complaints Division of the Integrity Commission when we return. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. Recently, the Integrity Commission implemented a zero-tolerance policy, which means that people are sent for prosecution for failing to file. Therefore, along with filing on time, persons would need to know what items should be included in a statutory declaration. And we're still talking with Ms. Joyce Jones, Manager for the Declarations Unit within the Information and Complaints Division of the Integrity Commission, who will share more with us. So, Lady Jones, let's pick up where we left off. Now, we mentioned the fact that there are punitive measures in place. You had mentioned that in the first segment, but there are the times when perhaps it's not filed on time. Is there a provision for that, for late filings?
Right. Well, if you do have statutory declarations outstanding, we usually encourage declarants to examine their eligibility from 2018 to current and ensure that you file those outstanding declarations first. So from 2018, 2019, and coming straight up to 2023, if you are required or were required to file, you should file those statutory declarations. The Integrity Commission does refer declarants who are outstanding for failure to file, and those fines are quite a bit.
Right.
So if you are given a notice and you're required to file a statutory declaration within 30 days, you do not obey that notice, you can be referred for prosecution, and you may be fined that $500,000 for failure to file, and an additional $20,000 for each month that you fail to obey that notice as well. So the fines are quite large.
Right, but there is a notice, and you should go with the most outstanding first.
I would recommend that declarants pay attention to 2018 and current eligibility. So if you were eligible to file during those periods, file those statutory declarations.
Understood. Could you give us more details about the zero tolerance policy?
Well, the zero tolerance policy really is just indicating to declarants that if you were required to file, file. If you think that there are some reasons that you did not meet the threshold, provide information to us quickly before we get to you.
Yes.
And file your statutory declarations. We have been going out. We try to sensitize declarants as much as possible.
Right.
At this time, we do have a lot of information out there in the public space, and declarants are cautioned, declarants are invited. We sometimes have conversations with declarants through their public bodies, and they are again cautioned and invited to file outstanding statutory declarations. So when we do come to you with a notice to require you to file pursuant to the tools that we have been given pursuant to the legislation, there's nothing we can do at that time.
Right.
If you do not comply, it goes to prosecution and you will be taken before the courts. And then when you are taken before the courts, we're talking big monies.
All right, understood. Now, a practical question. Where do I file statutory declarations?
Well, the statutory declarations are required to be taken to the Director of Information and Complaints Division. We are located at the Sagicor Sigma building. This is on Knutsford Boulevard, 63 to 67 Knutsford Boulevard, and we are on the 4th floor.
Right.
We are opening hours Mondays through to Fridays. We open at 8:30. On a Monday, we close at 5. On Tuesdays through to Thursday, we close at 4:30, and we're there until 4 on a Friday.
Right.
So you can take the statutory declarations to our offices on Knutsford Boulevard. Outside of that, during the statutory declaration collection period, which runs from January to March each year, we invite declarants to submit within their organization. We are very nicely supported by ministries, departments, and agencies who set up collection points in their respective ministries. And declarants are allowed to file within their organization at these collection points. At the end of the collection period, the MDAs again assist us by taking the collection, the drop boxes, to our offices, or we pick up the drop boxes. And then we receipt the statutory declarations, and a receipt is given to the declarant electronically.
Very detailed. I need more though, I need more. So
Tell me.
I've submitted my statutory declaration, I've sent it through my organization.
Sure.
It has gotten to you. What happens to my declaration when it gets to you?
Okay, as I said before, when it gets to us, we first place the statutory declaration on record. So a receipt is issued to the declarant. After the receipt is issued, we get into the process of examination, where the submission that is received is reviewed by the office.
Right.
Once it is that we review the statutory declaration and the director, in his opinion, is satisfied that the declaration, the information that is provided in the declaration is accurate and complete,
Yes.
a recommendation is made to the Commission, and the Commission will cause to be issued to the declarant a notification just stating that the declaration is completed. If it is, however, that the director is of the view that further information is required with respect to the submission, the director will ask for that information of the declarant in writing, and the declarant is required to provide that information as well. If it is that, subsequent to that process, he is satisfied that the declaration is complete, certification will be done, and the declarant will be notified that the declaration is also complete.
Okay.
There are instances, however, that the Director of Information may be of the view that further information is required,
right,
or further, a deeper look is required with respect to the submission. And if this is so, the Director of Information and Complaints will also make a recommendation to the Commission, who will cause the submission to further actions to be taken with respect to the submission.
Understood. And we can call that entire process examination.
That's correct.
And I can expect that I will get my receipt, my notices, either yay or nay, or we need more, from the Integrity Commission.
That's correct.
All right, Lady Jones, we're in the final seconds of this interview, but officials and public workers who need to file statutory declarations are watching this program right now. What's your final word to them?
File your statutory declarations on time.
Yes.
Right. And ensure that when you file the statutory declarations, they're done, and they're done completely. So ensure that you attach all the relevant statements that are required to the statutory declaration. do not attach ATM slips. ATM slips are not used at all.
Right.
So your statement from your bank account, from your bank, your online bank account is very adequate. So you can download those, extract the balances as at December 31st, 2023, and append those to the statutory declaration submission. File on time, file accurately and completely the first time, and we will assist. That will assist the process.
That's the word, file on time. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Ms. Joette Jones, Manager of the Declarations Unit within the Information and Complaints Division of the Integrity Commission. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
Calling all creators, join the JIS Creators Challenge.
We want to see your unique perspective on why you love Jamaica.
Whether it's through a Jamaican adventure, arts and craftsmanship, or Jamaican cuisine.
A party lifestyle or a celebration of our Otamaniwan people culture.
Unleash your creativity in a video 1 minute or less, showcasing why you love Jamaica.
Follow us on all our platforms for more info on how to enter and prizes to be won. Stay tuned!
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark announced last week that the government was allotting $120 million for the development of Fort Rocky in Kingston and Jam World in Portmore as 24-hour entertainment zones. We went out a road to hear your thoughts on the matter. Let's listen in.
To be Jamaican, maybe so the one. Wanna put up on the one. Check. Yeah, check.
I think that it's important for us as Jamaicans to have somewhere where people, entertainers, creatives can be able to flow freely as they should, and that dance, stage show don't shut off like that.
I think that that's a really great idea because personally Jamaica needs that hub. As a person in entertainment myself, we do need those type of places, and so having somewhere that's all around, police now lock it off and them type of stuff there would be really good. So I'm in full support of it.
I think it's a good idea. We have a proper entertainment system in Kingston, more than have it in the street.
The government should have some place for entertainment because Jamaica is a place where we build an entertainment, As upon a knock, the crowd come out.
That sounds good. At least that can do something for the place. As it may bring back the vibes and them things there.
Every night me go me bed, me have me pray. I down the Father God, me sing the other. He give me the ears, he give me the strength, me sing and DJ. Me not care when nobody wants to say, holy, holy, holy. I'm feeling hot.
Them 2 areas would be good, but them can go like places like St. Thomas and some other parish go organize up some venue like them that we can have some 24-hour venue where no party can keep.
I don't think that should be a central location for entertainment because Jamaica in itself is a party country and we party all over. So I think since we have Cornwall, Middlesex and Surrey, like the country developing a three part, I think if that's the case then do something for Cornwall, do something for Middlesex and do something for Surrey. So that means I don't have to travel from here to Kingston for a major entertainment.
Jam World and wherever else that they're developing, those would be for major, parties. When it comes down to rural areas and stuff like that, you can't ask a rural man to move his party to Jam World or any other where. So they will still need to try to put in place, stipulations that would have a small man keeping a round robin, keeping a whatever they call it in their community. They would still need to have something put in place for them.
A good summer man, I think we do good. Because from people I get all day for party, some money we spend, so we do good.
It's been a long time coming, We needed this. And it's very good for a pastime, you finish your week's work, you want some place to relax and, you know, kick back and just enjoy yourself.
Jamaica say, simplicity we used to so. Then they found it difficult because of ignorance and died. Simplicity we used to survive.
We've come to the end of today's show. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website, jis.gov.jn. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.